Good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers. It is Sunday, April 9th, 2023, and I'm just coming to do this live stream real quick so I can get this out. Hold on a minute. Let me come back. All right, I want to I wanted to make sure I got the audio correct. So I'm getting tired of this shit. Okay, I'm getting tired of this fool, the amazing idiot, talking about gun control and gun this, gun that, when he has no the fuck idea what he's talking about. All right. Very intellectually dishonest, very ignorant, very stupid. And I'm getting tired of this shit coming out of this fool ass mouth. Um, I didn't watch the fucking live stream, but when he talking about gun reform mandatory, who the fuck is he to say gun reform is mandatory? And what's gun reform? What's that? Guns are fucking tools. They're inanimate objects. They're not a social program. They aren't a political class. They aren't the cops. Okay. Police reform, yeah, we need that. There's all kinds of reform that we need, right? We need to reform the power structure of this fucking country. But guns, you don't reform guns. What they don't do anything. They just sit there until somebody does something with them, right? So this idiot keeps pushing this gun control narrative, and I'm getting tired of it. So I'd like to challenge him to a boxing match, and if I win, he has to shut the fuck up forever and a day about gun control. And if he wins, well, he can say whatever the fuck he wants about gun control. I don't believe in censorship. This is just like a friendly, it's a little wager, right? Of course, even if I do win, he can still talk about gun control. But it doesn't prove anything if I whoop his ass in a boxing match, whether or not he's right or wrong about gun control or about gun reform. It won't prove anything. It'll just give me the satisfaction of putting my paws on him. Okay, that's really what it is. I just want any excuse and any reason to beat the brakes off this motherfucker. Okay. As you guys know, those of you who've been rocking with me for a while, those of you who've been supporting me for a while, going back years, he threatened my fucking children when I was still living in LA. He got mad because, you know, I called him out on Jerry. I didn't even call him out. I called some of his audience members out about January 6th and about how the Capitol building or whatever the fuck building you call it is bought and paid for by the taxpayer. And so how do we trespass on our own fucking property, right? But that's neither here nor there. He got mad, thought I was talking about him, went off, you know, knew who I was, and was saying, "Oh, I know where you do your live streams at. I'll come over there and then I'll smack your children and all this type of shit." And I told him on that live stream before he blocked me like a bitch. Okay, you know where I do my live streams, and meet me at the fucking Culver City stairs. Meet me there. Bring some gloves, or I'll give you some gloves, and we can get this work in. And I told him he can come see me at the stairs. And you know what? We know where I used to do my rucking lives at. You know what he said? What? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm gonna come over there? You think I'm gonna come over there so you can call the cop? Like, get the fuck out of here. You already threatened my children on a fucking live stream. I wouldn't need any more than that. I can have your ass put away for terroristic threats against children if I wanted to. No, I told you to come see me at the Culver City stairs. And if you scared about whatever, then we can put some gloves on. We can call it a friendly sparring match. And from that point, for the next year or so, every time I went to go do that Ruckin' Live at the stairs in Culver City, before I moved to South Carolina, every time I went, I used to go 3 days a week. I call his ass out because I know he fucking shadow watched my channel. He had to shadow watch my channel. You talk about me and my live streams, seeing my kids in the car with me, and he called my kids ugly, which is stupid. Whatever. That's not. I'm not worried about him calling my children ugly. I'm worried about him saying that he knows where I'll be at, and you gonna come attack my children. That's what I was worried about. So really, this is just me finding any excuse to put my paws on him. That's really what this is about. But I am getting tired of him talking about gun control this, gun control that, come up with these stupid ass talking points that people don't know anything about fucking firearms use, right? And so maybe it's a long shot, but you know, hey, you can take 3 months. Take 3 months training camp. You have a 3 month training camp because I know you eat a bunch of junk food and your cardio probably ain't on point. You know what I'm saying? And you got acne all over your face, so you probably got a lot of sugar shit going on right now. So give you 3 months to cleanse yourself of all the sugar shit. 3 months to get your cardio up. 3 months to get your training in, and then we can get this work in. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we can use headgear. We use 8 ounce, 10 ounce, 12 ounce gloves, whatever fuck you want, whatever fuck you want to use. And then, if I beat your ass, you got to stop talking about gun control. Of course, again, this is not about censorship, but at the end of the day, it's just a friendly wager, right? I don't want no money. No, fuck all that. I don't want no money, none of that. I just want you, or at least inform yourself, right? Inform yourself about gun control, about firearms, and all this type of shit. Uh, it's interesting. There was this ex-marine. I think he's a congressperson or something like that. Is ex-marine who was talking about, and I brought this up before as well about how the Constitution gives Congress the responsibility of making sure the militia's trained, making sure militia's armed, disciplined, and all that good shit. And so, because it says that in the Constitution, they take that to mean that Congress dictates who has firearms and who can join the militia. That's not what it is, okay? Because first of all, the Second Amendment, which it says a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's part of the Bill of Rights, right? That's in the Bill of Rights. And if it's in the Bill of Rights, that means it's the rights of the people within that this Constitution covers. The people, not the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? So the right of the people to keep, it doesn't say the right of the militia members. Okay. What it's saying is, and again, I'll explain it. The second clause in the Second Amendment is the independent clause, and the first clause in the Second Amendment is the dependent clause. So when it says a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the only way that can happen is if the people have the right to keep and bear arms, and that it shall not be infringed. And also, Congress is responsible for arming the militia if Congress is going to use that militia to help defend the country. Okay, the country. So let's say we have foreign invaders, and we have a military, we have a navy. I mean, army. We have a navy. We have Marines. Let's say those forces are exhausted, and we need to recruit more people to join in the fight because we're being invaded. Our home is being invaded. Well, Congress will ensure that the militia members are well armed, but also the militia members have their own arms, right, to bring to the fight if so necessary. And because the Constitution and the articles say that Congress has the responsibility for arming the militia, they take that to mean that the people can't be armed, which is stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's not either or. It's both can happen. The Congress can arm the militia, and the militia members can be so armed themselves, right? Because you might not have time to go to some government armory to get a firearm. You might have to bring your own shit. You see what I'm saying? So people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right. If Congress is going to be in charge of the militia, they have, you know what I'm saying? If they need the militia, they have to make sure they're trained. They have to if they're going to use the militias, they have to make sure. That doesn't mean that the militia can't exist without Congress. Private militias can't exist without Congress having any control of them. But if Congress is going to use them, if the government is going to use the militia, this is what Congress is responsible for if they're going to use said militia. See what I'm saying? But people like to do the either or thing. It doesn't make sense to have that in there and to have the Second Amendment in the first 10 amendments, which is the Bill of Rights. Therefore, both are true. It's not either is true, right? Because they're both in there, and they're both in there for a reason. So anyway, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. That Marine, that ex-Marine, who should know fucking better. He should know better because he served in the military and he swore to protect the Constitution by all enemies, foreign and domestic. And the reason the people need the right to keep bear arms, and so that they are able to form a militia, right, to ensure the security of a free state, is because their government can turn tyrannical. So why would a militia allow a tyrannical Congress to utilize them to control themselves? No, there had to be a way for the people to stand up against tyranny. See, people think that's some type of weird, out of control talking point. Like that's just that's just a wild assessment. No, it's not a wild assessment. It makes fucking sense because the reason the Constitution was formed in the first place is so that all these different colonies can be ready, just like that, to protect themselves against tyranny. You understand what I'm saying? That's why that's how the Federalists convinced the Anti-Federalists to even form this federal government, because they were like, okay, we need to be able to come together much more cohesively the next time somebody tries to take our freedoms, right? We be we be ready to go if we're all working together on one accord. You know, interstate commerce is much easier. All these other things. The whole essence behind the Constitution and forming a central government was so that there was more cohesion between the states, not so that the motherfuckers in Washington D.C. can control and reign on over everybody. That's not what the point of the Constitution was. See what I'm saying? So when people use these little, they cherry pick the Constitution, they're really just showing their true colors. And so that's what people like the Clown Shoe Lucas is doing. That's what people like that ex-Marine is doing. Which look, that's the bottom line to it. The federal government, the central government was supposed to be formed so that there was a lot better cohesion. All right, so there was so everybody was on the same page. It wasn't supposed to be some supreme takeover by the elite class, okay, that lobby and have these politicians in their pocket. That's not what the point of it was. There were no lobbyists when the fucking central government was formed. Anyway, that's beside the point. The Amazing Lucas, the offer stands. And if you have any reservations, go watch you know, go watch Mighty Mouse destroys I think Tyrant's Bane, where we had a friendly sparring match and he destroyed me. So that should take away any reservations. So you can see in that sparring match that you ain't got nothing to worry about. So that should make it much easier for you to accept this challenge. So uh, you know, I know I'm on the other side of the country. You're in California, I'm in South Carolina. We can make it, you know, if I have to fly out there, so be it. Your monkey ass is probably too scared to leave your little 1 foot square block out there in North Hollywood. So, you know, or wherever the fuck you live in your little apartment when you do your 20-hour live streams and call yourself still have time to I don't listen, the guy's full of shit. Come see me. Or I can come see you, you know. However you want to do it. So if you with that, let's make it happen. Um Again, Mighty Mouse destroys Tyrant's Bane. Go check that out. You'll see that I got completely and utterly destroyed in that sparring match, in that friendly sparring match, where I had no idea it was a fight. And apparently he didn't either. But, you know, to create a narrative, I got destroyed. So that should help you make that ultimate decision to come holla at your boy and we can make this happen. 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 10 ounce, 16 ounce if you like, 14 ounce gloves, And headgear. I'm not gonna wear headgear, but you can wear some headgear, protect your little sensitive brain. So that's how we're gonna work that. Anyway, y'all go share this out. Send this to the Clown Shoe Lucas and see what he says. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And I got to get back to work on